Hey guys, we're back. Yeah, you might be shocked, like, oh my god, you guys giving us another Morphin Metacast so quick? Yes, because the fans demanded this. They've been coming to Prime like, hey, you guys gonna do some Kamen Rider and Sentai? And I'm like, well, I'm glad you guys asked, because the big question, the $1 million question, me and Prime was like, where do we start? And because I'm very random, I was like, fuck it, let's just start with Decade, because that's the one I probably remember most and stuff, since I've been going on my Kamen Rider watches and stuff recently. Well, I don't know, since we started the show, I've been kind of going back watching older Kamen Riders and things like that were available. So, yeah, Decade was the one that we started. But join us today, your boy Blackwing. What's going on, man?
I'm just a passing Kamen Rider. Remember that.
So, does this mean that we blame you? This is all Decade's fault.
I'm just journeying through the decade. That's all that matters.
So, Prime, you want to tell people a little bit of a story that happened to you on Twitter?
Well, guten Tag, y'all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, where to begin? Like, I had a very interesting week on Twitter. So I think I should start with the least offensive story. So, you know that GIF I always post in response to people of Kamen Rider Bravo doing that hip shimmy?
Yes, the hip shimmy. Kamen Rider Bravo is the greatest Kamen Rider ever in GOM. I
remember that.
He's one of yeah. So we're gonna get into that.
Yes.
So I posted as a joke. It started off as a joke where I started a quote saying, fair representation of LGBT characters doesn't exist in superhero media. And I cut off the sentence halfway and then posted that GIF of Bravo doing the shimmy shake. You know, didn't think nothing but I was just being silly, you know, minding my own damn business.
Yeah.
So I posted that shit. And like hours later, my mentions are on fire with people saying, why did you pick the one gay stereotyping guy to make that point? Or what? Yes. It was like, that character is problematic and I'm a straight white woman and blah, blah, blah. Like, how dare you choose this character? Like, I like the character, but he's problematic and symptomatic of blah, blah. Like, just going off on me like, whoa. So, like, first of all, like, this one person in me was like, you had to pick a character that embodied the gay stereotype of they do recruit because of him and his young protege. It's like, I was taken aback and I was like, whoa, wait a second. Let me take a step back. Because, I didn't want to offend anybody, so I started looking at the tweet and I started thinking about, you know, Kamen Rider Bravo, you know, Oren as a character. Mm-hmm. And like the more I thought about it, the more I was like thinking, you know, I'm gonna double down and like, no, Bravo is a good character. So
first off, former military, by the way, that's the character's background. Former military, so
all right, so
clearly he was on that don't ask, don't tell, and kicked
exactly. So when they said that, you know, the gays recruit stereotype, like it that's what really, you know, brought it home because I started thinking. Because usually I feel like I'm a little sensitive about this stuff. Like, I try to be as mindful as I can about stereotypes. Like, that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching Fresh Off the Boat, because of the first episode. I'm gonna tell you why I stopped watching. Because of the first episode, we have an Asian character who was co-opting. I'm gonna say I think co-opting is the best word. Co-opting, you know, black hip hop culture to fit into a predominantly white environment. Yeah. And then the first episode, to fit into our environment, he literally fights and vanquishes the only other minority in the school who happens to be a black dude. You know, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, you know, I'm good here. I mean, that's not against the show. That's the only episode I've seen. But then that kind of just, you know, again, rubbed me the wrong way.
It gets better,
I mean,
but I understand.
I guarantee it probably does. But that just kind of sticks out at me. So I'm like, you know, that show's not for me. Yeah. So that's not against the show, and that's not knock against anybody who likes the show. It's just, you know, me personally. So I kind of think I'm kind of mindful of things like that, you know, perceptions. So I asked my wife, I'm like, so they said that, I'm like, did I miss something? And she said, well, you know, if you didn't notice it, and it's like if you didn't notice it, and I didn't notice it because she watched Gone with me, it's like I'm pretty probably sure the people who are looking out for those things are probably fucking homophobic anyway.
So when she said that, you married a good one there, Prime. You married a good one.
Yeah. So when she said that kind of like doubled and bothered me. So I was like, so I tripled down, and so I responded to some of the messages where I was like, okay, so Yeah, maybe he does. Maybe he is kind of his initial appearances. He was kind of a stereotype. Flamboyantly. Not even really flamboyant, but like just flashily. Obviously gay. Yeah. But like he wasn't hard gay. Have you ever seen hard gay sketches?
Yeah, I have, and it's very awkward.
Yeah, it's out the way. He wasn't that, and like the argument against that, him being flamboyantly, a caricature in his initial appearance, and I'm gonna say he was kind of a caricature in his initial appearances. They say that's a problem, but as the show progressed, like he became muted, and like that argument to me, like he was overblown and was like presented as a stereotype. I'm like, what do is a children's show? All characters are presented as overblown and stereotypes. That's how children for differences. Like that's how they know one thing from the next by things being extreme. So of course he's going to be an extreme of a type because it's a children's show. That's how they process things.
Yeah, basically.
But then, like as I said, like as the show went on, like he became muted, and more or less he didn't lust as much as he did his initial appearances after Takatora's being Kamen Rider Zangetsu. And so as the show progressed and moving on, like he was able to show more emotions than just being lustrous and sassy. Like he was shown to be compassionate. He was allowed to be shown to be greedy. He was allowed to be shown to be while also being greedy for money. When I say greedy, I mean greedy for money. Yeah. But he was compassionate, caring, heroic. He owned his own business. He was competent. So like on the grand scale of portraying gay characters, and when I use the scale, I'm gonna say Jack from Will and Grace and Omar from The Wire. Yeah. I have to say like Oren, Kamen Rider Bravo, falls somewhere in the middle where he was allowed to be more than just a fucking gay a gay cartoon, and he wasn't farting glitter. Yeah. So like yes, maybe an exception. His roots might have been problematic, but then as the show again went on, he was allowed to go and grow beyond those stereotypes. And and then back to the thing about the gays recruiting about him and his protege. Like I promise you, I did not read that into the relationship at all. Like when he recruited the old boy. To me, it came off as let me save this dumbass kid from himself before he gets himself fucking killed.
It's like his dumbass friend got him in trouble and shit, so let me go ahead and save him from himself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I didn't see anything romantic in a relationship at all. He was like a stern fucking mentor.
They never implied a relationship. It was just like student mentor. Student teacher, I should say. So it's like
maybe I didn't get that. I don't know. I don't know, but. I didn't see that. I didn't get it there. I'm not just crediting about it saying it's not there. I'm just saying if it is there, it's incredibly subtle subtext. Like I did not pick it up at all. And again, I usually tend to think I'm a little sensitive about stuff like that. Yep. But I didn't see it. But then again, I'm not homophobic, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that was interesting. And then Prime also came across a one what's his face that writes the Power Ranger comic?
Kyle Higgins.
Kyle Higgins jumped in his mentions. I wouldn't say jumped in his mentions. Somebody tagged him in your mentions.
He didn't. He did not. They did not. Let me tell a story. So, we got news that Lord Draken is gonna get. I know. Just.
If you've been following the show, folks, you already know me and Prime's feelings on Draken, so there's no need to really illustrate that.
No, the fact you guys call him Draken. You guys call him Draken. The only pronunciations I've been hearing were either Draken or Draken. That's the only pronunciation.
Depends on how we're feeling that day. It's like, Draken,
Draken, fuck him. So,
it all matters.
Draken. I'm like, okay.
So, it's announced he's getting the legacy figure, but it's going to be an exclusive. And I saw that news, and like I immediately became triggered. So I said, I just typed in Twitter and said, so he's getting the figure art, and Shadow Ranger's not getting the figure art. Any Time Force Ranger's not getting the figure art. The Phantom Ranger's not getting the figure art. Robo Knight's not getting the figure. I keep saying figure art. I mean legacy figure. It's not getting a legacy figure. Ninja is not getting a legacy figure. Any other? Ranger. Oh, we got one. It's coming.
Phantom Ranger.
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, okay. So, but still, any other character who is more deserving of a legacy figure is not getting one. But this, and I quote myself when I say, DeviantArt meme is getting one. That's fucking whack. And I posted that Hannibal Burgess gift. So then I went into so I started thinking more. I was like, the more I think about it, the more I feel like Shattered Grid. Shattered Glass, by the way, is a phenomenal Transformers sub-series of thank the Dark Mirror universe in Star Trek, but with Transformers. But anyway,
go read it, folks. Go read it.
Yes. So, Shattered Grid, and the more I think about it, I say it's going to probably just end up with a Tommy free-for-all. And I said that I can just feel it, like, all the other teams are either going to get one-hit KO'd or disregarded and disrespected. And the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger team is going to come the closest to beating or saving the day. But it's going to end with Lord Draken fighting every version of Tommy, and maybe some extra versions of Tommy thrown in for all Tommy's versus evil Tommy showdown. And I just can't find myself to give enough emotion to give a shit. So I said that, and one of my boys, Alan, he jumped in. He didn't jump in, but he talked to me. He's like, well, the writer said that an all Tommy fight doesn't interest him. And I responded with, you know what? I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that tweet.
So then Kyle Higgins responds into me going, so does that mean you're going to read it?
Just like, oh man, I got a listener, I got an actual reader now. Oh man.
And so my boy Alan said, well, I can't speak for Prime, but I'm going to read it. But then he went, but wait, why are you here? We didn't at you specifically because we didn't want to start any drama. And then he was like, and I said, well, I've invested too much time, energy, and money to not read it, so I have to see how it ends anyway. And he responded back with like, well, no, nobody tagged me, but somebody sent me his Lord Draken tweet, and I can understand how some people aren't happy about the character. How would he say? It is what it is. But like, the tone he took, he sounded so fucking bummed out. I kind of felt bad.
At the same time, though, I'm laughing because even he was kind of like, well, I'm kind of over Dragon too, but I so like the character,
It's the character that I made. I mean, come on.
But see, then here's my thing. So we've talked on the show at great length about my feelings on the ongoing Boom Studios Power Ranger comic.
Yeah.
I've beaten a dead horse to say I'm not, thrilled with it past volume 1 if we're looking at it from a trade standpoint.
Yeah.
But that said, I still see the potential. I'm still reading it. But
I'm still reading it too.
Their response to like fan criticisms, it's not been the. So again, I'm not all fair to Kyle. I don't know you personally, Kyle. I only know you through your work. Some of the work that you've read that I've read, I liked. It's just like for this isn't hitting for me. So, and I tell you the two moments for the series that just completely just like killed me and just killed like any interest moving forward. Mm-hmm. Well, not any interest moving forward, but just killed a lot of interest and enthusiasm about the show, about the comic is what I should say. It's the first moment was when I don't remember the issue number, but it's when the Power Rangers caught Scorpina and brought her back to the command center to banish her to the dark dimension. Now, her being in the command center sets off the chain of events that leads to the confrontation with Black Dragon and ultimately Lord Draken at the end of the arc.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about the beginning of that arc because it was too long to remember.
Yeah, I know,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So the whole premise, the whole inciting incident for this arc hinges on the Power Rangers doing something that's 155 billion% out of canon and out of character. When in any iteration of the franchise did the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers ever capture any of their villains to put in any form of prison aside from Zordon? And again, he's not in the original continuity, he was not a Power Ranger. Zordon captured them and put them in the air quote space dumpster, which totally wasn't a space dumpster, by the way. But he's the one that captured and put them in there. The Power Rangers on Earth in 1992/1993 Angel Grove were judge, jury, and executioner to any monster that set foot in California. So
I think the last time they did it was when Rita came back the second time. That was the last time they actually sent somebody back.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's like that again. Like, why did they just? I guess because she was a tiny little toy, she wasn't a threat. So why even bother? Stepping on her? Just put her back in the dumpster so the riders can use her later. But anyway, so for them to capture Scorpina first of all, and then try to banish her to the Dark Range, for the whole arc to hinge on something so inherently out of continuity and out of character, I don't know if that shows a fundamental misunderstanding of the lore or just bad writing. And you know what? At the least, it's just he didn't really load the lore, and at the worst, it's bad writing because for the characters to do something so out of character that then hinges on the rest of the story, that's just terrible.
Yeah. So,
and the second moment was fuck you, the all Green Rangers. That can go straight to hell. Like all the Rangers, dog. That shit pissed me off. Like fuck you.
I mean, you know, I liked it just for the visuals, but yeah.
I liked it.
It's bad optics. So then
I thought you would have said one of your worst moments was the Psycho Green moment.
I'm trying to keep it to our top two. I'm trying to keep this.
We could talk about Psycho Green all day, so we'll circle back around to that when we get back to talking about that comics and stuff. Because I actually have been keeping up with it. Finally, I'm like caught up with it. So
yeah. So now I'm like, and then they hear us saying like, we're all kind of exhausted on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and so their response, instead of giving maybe a mini series or a one shot here or there, is to just dogpile all the teams again into the main Mighty Morphin Power Rangers books. So regardless of what any other character appears, the focus and the main characters of this event going forward will be the 93 team. So like it's so boggling to me. Like that's your response to it. Like, well, they're sick of the MMPR team. So let's keep everything again confined to the MMPR team. And like, what? No.
I mean, it's a way of boosting your product by putting all the teams in one book.
I don't see that being handled in any satisfactory way. Like, not at all. They have demonstrated that it won't be handled in a satisfactory way. At the very least, it'll fan wake people who are nostalgic for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And the other fans of the franchise, then you just shed a luck, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna still read it. I have no choice. I'm too deep in, y'all. I can't get out.
But
but that said, I still think the superior of the two, the superior book, is Go-Go Power Rangers. That so far has not been as offensive as the mainline book.
Yeah. Guys, here's some great news.
Sure.
We got Psycho Legacy figures finally coming out. We saw pictures.
Yes.
It looks awesome. It looks great.
And they're coming out with White Dino Ranger.
Yay! Hooray! That was part of the abundance of announcements. I'm putting announcements in quotes. You can't see me. Putting those announcements.
So then, while we're on the subject of being salty as fuck, so Wednesday, did you see the tweet from the Power Ranger account when it's like, we got big, 25th anniversary news?
Oh, yeah.
To announce Thursday.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So then Thursday they announced, we're all waiting, we're all like, huddled around, we're like, oh, what's it going to be? What's happening? Are they going to announce the next season? Are they going to announce the new Legacy products? Do you know what this massive announcement is that they themselves said Ranger fans get hyped for?
The flip head toys.
They announced we are re-releasing the 94 flip heads.
Which
yes,
which folks
know this. Told us this months ago.
Our actual Morphin Metacast for the start of this year talked about the shit before that goddamn announcement.
Yeah.
To which Prime has made a very funny joke about how those things are probably was just in the warehouse from the 90s and they just bam reselling them again.
What in the right mind thinks that? All right, maybe collectors, yes, but what in the right mind think kids will probably want to play with those things?
I mean, I saw it at Target. I took a picture of it on Instagram, and I was like, $19.99, huh? I don't know if I want to really pay for this.
$19.99.
They're asking $20. Some stores asking $25 now for 93 flip head. Bruh.
You know what I took for my $20? You know what I did with my $20? I turned around and bought the freaking Marvel Legends Black Panther. Money well spent.
Money well spent.
Money well
spent.
It's like, do I want Power Rangers or this fucking Killmonger? I'll pay you the $20 for Killmonger, and I'm happy.
And then on top of that shit, they slide them into a that clear clamshell, not clear clamshell, but that clamshell box that has Legacy advertisements on them. And like, I promise you, those figures don't look like they've done anything new. They're not. That's not like new packaging. I guarantee you,
it's the same
with the same fucking temporary tattoo. That is the same damn toys that was on Kmart shelves back when we were kids. Fight me. Meet me at high noon if I'm wrong.
I don't think anybody's gonna fight you on that one, Prime, because you got that shit. Because I saw it and I was like, do I really want to pay my $20 for this? I'm good. I'm good.
Or here's a better idea. You take that same $20, hop your ass on eBay, and get these same figures loose.
It's the same toy.
For $5 a piece. How about that?
Exactly. Exactly. It's yeah. So Psycho Rangers, I'm happy. I'm happy for the Legacy White Dino Ranger. That's gonna be dope. You can actually
now, if they release them and it comes out as the same way the Gold Ranger was released, there will be a riot.
I don't know, man. A lot of people really, when you look at the Gold Ranger, I just got the Gold Ranger. It doesn't look too bad, but I will take a page from Bruno and I will be repainting that shit. So I will be duct taping that shit and I will be putting it up and I'm good to go. So there's that.
Nobody wants their Gold Ranger figure looking like Swiss cheese.
No, we don't. The Soul of Chogokin Dragon Caesar is coming out. And
that looks dope.
Yeah, it looks dope. Looks dope. I don't know if I want to spend that much money on it, so I'm good with my Legacy figures, and I'm fine. I'm fine. I really want the Soul of Chogokin Voltron, so that's the one I'm really looking at. Because I think I told Prime this last year when we talked about this. When they hit me with that, you can put a down payment on it. I had to walk away because I'm like, no, you're not gonna get me with this. Nope. You tell me I can put a down payment on a toy, you already fucked up right there. It's like, oh, I can put a down payment on this? Like a car? Word?
Like what, for real? Like, yeah, man, your note gonna be $49.95 a month.
Yes. It's like, that is awesome.
I can do that. I can do $50 a month.
Yeah. So, there's that. And I'm not gonna say bright news. I'm putting in this in optimistic news. So Toys R Us is closing 182 stores across the United States.
But
sad trombone.
Sad trombone.
Womp, womp, womp.
One, at least in our area of Maryland, there's one that's closing. In Virginia, I believe there's two that's closing in Virginia. DC doesn't have one, so it's not bad. Not bad.
I'm gonna go check to see if the one Toys R Us in my neighborhood. We have two in my city. I'm gonna go see if the one that I hate, if that's the one that's getting the axe, so I can go piss on the ashes.
Hold up. Where do you live at, Brian? What state?
Memphis.
Tennessee. You're in Tennessee. Hold up. Because I could bring it up now. I actually got the list in front of me.
Oh, please, because I will.
Okay.
I will go.
Okay.
I know the one in my city, New York City, Times Square. I know that one is closed.
Oh yeah,
now.
that one was like done. I think New York Comic Con 2016 they announced that was going to close down. So yeah.
I remember walking all the way up there to Times Square, and I'm like, "Where the heck is the Toys R Us?" And I'm asking the officer that. I was like, "What happened to it? Like, it's gone." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, dude, we'll get to your state in a minute, Blackwing, because holy crap. Tennessee. So the one in Memphis is off of Polo Ground Boulevard. I don't know, you probably are familiar with your area on that one. That's the one that's shut down. And one in Nashville is shutting down too. So.
Oh man, that's where I get my.
It's Nolensville Road. I mean, you probably know where that stuff. So yeah, those are the two in Tennessee, and the whole state that's shutting down. But Blackwing though, dog. New York, man, they are going ham.
You got that right.
The one in Union Square shutting down.
Right.
College Point shutting down. Kingston shutting down. Glenfall shutting down. Yonkers shutting down. Greece, Williamsport, Comac, Westbury, Middle Village, Latham, Amherst, Henrietta, Massapequa, and Sayville. Those are all shutting down.
Poor Toys R Us. We will miss you.
Yeah, man, and the ones in Virginia, it's like Potomac Mills. Yeah, that sucks, but there's another one that's over there in Alexandria, and then Newport News. So, it's not bad. So, I know North Carolina, yeah, so. Oh, no, North Carolina's now on this list. Shocking. Oh, yeah, no, 3 of them in North Carolina. 2 in Durham and 1 in Asheville, so, yeah. So, yeah, they're shutting down. Our boy William said that it might be a situation where don't get your hopes up thinking they're going to deep discount the Power Ranger stuff that you think. So which means they'll probably be at a discount, but not like as much. So I'm going to guess maybe 20% tops, maybe
if that
and stuff. But I'm still going to go there just in case because you never know. You never know. So
hope springs eternal, my friend. Hope springs eternal.
And we're also hoping to God that we get that Legacy Shogun Megazord announcement, because that would be pretty dope.
Yeah,
that would have been a really big announcement for Thursday, Bandai.
You know what? I should have
instead of flip toys.
While I was
did you see the response that people were like, "Well, you guys need to stop being so jaded." We're not the ones being jaded. They're the ones that told us to get excited. Like, we were over there minding our own damn business, and they're like, "Hey guys, we got big news. You know, it's 25 years of spandex karate flippers. You guys want some big news?" Like, yeah. Here's the announcement that we made 2 years ago. Dude, come on.
Toys.
Man. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. I'm kind of mad. I'm not going to be able to make the New York Toy Fair, but like I said, the London Toy Fair put up all the toys and stuff from there, and I think it's all the Legacy Zeo and the Legacy Dino Thunder figures and stuff, which, again, pretty dope. Gold Power Staff, obviously, because that's the big thing, and like I said,
that's a given.
I'm definitely getting that. I finally got the Power Sword. I got it.
What'd you think?
Woo, nice.
I like it. I like it. It's definitely a thing. Like I said, maybe I'm being greedy, saying I would love to have the rest of the set of the other Ranger, weapons, but that's asking a lot.
Here's my question. So, like, if they do come up with the set, does that sword look like it has a connector for it?
No,
like
it doesn't. So that would be the tricky part if they did do that. It would be very tricky. Like, it's one of those things that if they did do it, it would be one of those things where the power axe, where it connects it at, it'll probably have to use the power axe to like connect it on instead of just sliding on there and stuff. So
they'll probably have to release a different model.
Don't say that.
That's Bandai. That's Bandai.
That's Bandai's problem with the Legacy figures. When they said they were giving us the Mighty Morphin with the weapons, I'm like, why don't you just release the weapons separately? People would have paid $5 for the weapons and they would have been good to go. Like, I'm just saying, like, that would have been smart, but
because we're Bandai, we want all the money.
And I heard rumors that it's a lot of the stuff that's happening with Bandai America has a lot to do with their corporation. At least the people in the top part of the corporation really are out of touch. Or really are out of touch.
Funny that you brought that up, because I was during New York Comic Con last year. I was actually by the Bandai booth, and I actually went up to the guy, the person in charge. I asked him, like, I appreciate all the Legacy stuff that you're releasing now. I was like, you think for your next couple of exclusives, can you release maybe a Legacy Auto Blaster or a Legacy some Turbo Lightning Sword? Maybe. He was like, I don't know, maybe. I'm like,
I mean, Auto Blast would be nice. That would be dope. I know the Xenizers are coming out too, so I'm definitely copping those bad boys. So yeah, Bandai is slowly but surely. It's like, oh man, they're doing it. But I heard they're like executives at the top. They're basically a bit out of touch, which explains a lot of like questionable decisions they've been making. Big time questionable decisions and stuff. So I don't know, man. It's hard to see what they're gonna do. But hey guys. You see that Super Ninja Steel trailer?
It
exists.
Okay, look, I'm not having my hopes up for this season.
I'm not either.
I'm not having my hopes up because after what happened with Megaforce, I'm not having it again. I'm just saying, I met the cast. They're a really great group of people. I told them I'm looking forward to this season.
Pretty sure they are.
And whatever. I'm like, whatever happens.
I'm pretty sure they are.
They really are good people. I kid you not. They
no.
are.
I ain't saying I'm not knocking them. I was just like, I'm pretty sure they are good people. It's just like that show is just ooh.
Great. I'm sorry. Go on.
That was very asshole-ish of me. You know what? I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry. I am very sorry for that. That is just man.
I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
About that.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to the premiere. I say it's a good thing they haven't revealed anything specific that we're supposed to be looking for, especially the anniversary episode, which is good because I know with Megaforce they didn't keep their mouth shut. But at least with this group, they know how to keep their mouth shut and put a lid on it. So that's good.
Yeah.
It wasn't their fault for Megaforce because they showed the whole episode throughout.
Even said it on the cast on Megaforce. They even admitted as much. I think it was Silver Ranger and Yellow Ranger. they were on No Pink Spandex, and they literally asked him, so y'all
blurted it out.
They was like, hey, you think the story of Megaforce could be better? He was like, oh, absolutely. It's just, hey, we were just giving we were just working with what we were given with, and that's what you got. And I was like, you know what?
Silver Ranger roasted the hell out that finale, man. Did you see that shit?
Oh man, listen.
Man, he was roasting that finale.
He sounded like a dude that watched Gokaiger. It sounded like he really watched Gokaiger and thought that finale was gonna be flames, and then it was like, oh shit, damn, that's it.
He was like, I don't know why my character left midway through the episode. That was kind of dumb.
Kind of dumb. But hey, Prime, our boy, Kamen Rider Baron is gonna be carrying the 2018 Winter Olympics torch.
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Now my question is, will he be in character?
I wish he was. I think he's just gonna be the actor. I wish.
Have him run around in that banana coat.
Yes, hey, you know what? I want that coat. By the way, I mean I know it's a trench coat, but I need that coat.
Let's just say full on banana power for the Olympics.
I wish he did go full blown banana in the Olympics. That would be dope. So Beside note, though, I know Prime mentioned this, and I think I've mentioned this countless times on Twitter. Hey, Bandai, you really could have just did a Dynasty Warriors Power Ranger game. What's up with that?
You still asking for that?
How's that not happen? You gave Fist of the North Star a fucking Dynasty Warrior game, but we can't Power Rangers can't get it.
One Piece. Legend of Zelda. Gundam has Dynasty Warriors game,
which was a wet dream of mine. So I was like, oh my god, yes, thank you, God. I don't care about the quality. I just want to play some Gundam Dynasty Warriors and just ruck people. That's all I want.
I kind of want a Gundam Dynasty Warriors 5 now, please.
Yeah, I mean, is there a 4? Is there a 4?
Yeah, it's Reborn. That's the 4th one.
Is it too much to have Bandai go call up Platinum Games and say, hey, could you guys make a game for us, a Power Ranger game, please?
So hold on. So what Platinum is it? Is this going to be Bayonetta Platinum or Legend of Korra Platinum?
Transformers Devastation Platinum.
Yes.
Somewhere in the middle.
You didn't like Devastation Prime?
No, I said somewhere in the middle. It's like it's not shitty like Legend of Korra, but it's not such a masterpiece as Bayonetta.
Listen.
And Metal Gear Rising.
I had my hopes up for Korra because I heard Platinum and Legend of Korra, and I bought
this shit day one immediately without even watching a review or reading anything. My mistake.
I was like, what the?
I saw the gameplay and I was like, it looks okay. That's about it. Nothing special. I mean, was my assessment correct, Prime, or was it worse?
That shit was a slice of white bread with rice on top, sitting in a snowstorm.
Let me ask you this. Was it on the scale of Platinum's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game?
No, that game wasn't bad. That game was... I wouldn't pay full price for that Ninja Turtle game.
I wouldn't either. I paid $40. I paid $40 for that game, and I was like, all right,
I wouldn't pay $40 for it.
I regret playing that game.
But that's not saying it's a bad game. When I say I wouldn't pay $40,
the game isn't bad as what people say it is, but it has issues. It
is slow. I can tell you that it is slow.
I still think Legend of Korra is the benchmark for bad Platinum games. It's pretty bad. And I'm upset that we live in a world we can say that a bad Platinum game. Like, what the actual fuck?
Because even their mediocre one, which is Turtles, turned out to be pretty good. So it's like, oh, you had hope.
It had promise.
Had promise, but yeah.
It had promise, but
the outcome. Y'all really love leaving money on the table because that Dynasty Warriors Power Ranger game would sell and would be flames. That's all I'm saying.
It would boost them up.
You would think it would have made sense for it to come out during Gokaiger. Like that would have. Like I know there was like a watered down version that came out on like the Wii.
That means
but like it really wasn't.
Yes,
it wasn't really Dynasty Warriors. It was like really linear and kind of fucking boring.
That means Bandai Japan and Bandai America are both fucking up. I would thought Bandai Japan would have jumped on that shit.
Just leaving money on the table, man. Like you said.
Maybe Bandai Japan is brewing something we just don't know. I'm holding out hope on that. So
we're just now getting Gundam Breakers. I think domestic. We're getting new Gundam Breakers on PS4 here. Yeah, pretty soon.
Yeah. So hey,
speaking of games. So I ordered Climax Riders, right?
Yeah. It's
being held hostage in customs. Is the last tracking
really? Are you
update I
serious?
saw. Yeah, the last tracking update I saw was it arrived in the country on the 19th of January. Where's my game?
You know what you have to do, Prime. You're just gonna have to go to an anime convention and just buy it straight up.
Yeah, man.
Get your monies back, and then just buy it straight up at the convention. That's what
I'm gonna have to go dust off my particular set of skills.
Oh man, oh man.
And when I get it, I'm gonna try to like live stream it. I don't know if first of all, I hope I can live stream it because I don't have any capture cards. I hope to just use the PlayStation share function.
Mm-hmm.
But Bandai, they real stingy about this shit. Some of their games they won't let you record or broadcast on Share Factory.
You can get past that if you disconnect the feature on the PS4, where you can actually turn that feature off where it blocks stuff.
Oh, word.
Turn it off, and you'll be able to record to your heart's content. The only thing is you have to turn it on if you are going to try to watch Netflix. And
wow.
Apps. If you're using apps, you have to turn it back on. But if you're recording, you can turn it off.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just found out about that. Apparently that happened in the update. So I was like, oh, shit, dope. So, yeah.
So I'm going to try to find a way to either live stream it or put it on YouTube or something. I'm going to do something with the game.
So,
did you guys talk about the Shout Factory release of Go-Go 5?
Yeah, we talked about that last episode. We mentioned that last episode. Yeah, that's... Like I said, Shout Factory, apparently, I guess them DVDs are selling like hotcakes, so I guess...
In the words of Prime, they are doing the Lord's work.
Yes, they are. Still waiting for, even though I wasn't content with the series, and me and Prime talked about this, waiting for Shout Factory to just put out Mass Rider, so I can just at least throw it on the shelf as completing a collection, and I can just go about my way.
That's what I'm saying. I might not watch it ever in life, but it'd be nice to say I have it.
It's on the shelf. That and Mystic Knights. I'm just waiting for Mystic Knights to tear.
Oh, no. Oh no!
I kind of want it on the shelf just for completion purposes, so you know. So yeah, let's get to the coup de grace of this episode, Kamen Rider Decade. So, I got some comments on Instagram, and I think you guys can agree on this. My man Julia Lintau, he's a artist and stuff, and he actually watches Kamen Rider series and such. His comments on Decade. The biggest douche rider of them all. Also, this show has some of the best perms.
I get that joke. Yes.
Yeah, he definitely has a point on that.
Tsukasa and them different hair jobs.
Man, listen, that dude has his hair game was strong.
Even in Superhero Tyson, I'm like, what kind of hairstyle is that?
I don't know what it is. It looked like he rolled out of bed. That's what that shit looked like.
Hey, you gonna respect the Prince of Tennis now? Come on now.
I respect it. I'm just saying. Don't mean I gotta respect the hair. That's all I'm saying. Putting that out there. So, Decade. I guess I started off with this. Did you guys watch this when it first came out in 2009? Because I didn't.
I didn't.
I did.
So you did watch it.
Yeah, that's right around. See, I started watching Kamen Rider Weekly subbed right around I believe Kabuto. Yes, I watched Kabuto Weekly.
So that was 08 for Kabuto.
Yes,
it was no.
Kabuto was way back. I'm bad. I'm bad.
06.
Yeah, 08 was Kiva. My bad.
Kiva.
Yeah, my bad. Got it mixed up.
So yeah, I had been watching the weekly game for a while, and I can say like I don't think anything can capture the hype. Now, let me just say this: regardless of the quality or how you feel about the show overall, because it does have its problems, that first episode is one of the strongest openings of any Kamen Rider show, and it's such an absolute fucking blast.
When your opening is all the previous Kamen Riders.
And secondary riders teaming up against a bunch of like enemies and stuff, along with you see big ass fucking Kiva's castle and stuff in there, and I'm like, well, this is about to happen. This is going down, okay, and it's basically the whole Heisei riders and stuff on their motorcycles and shit's going down. That's definitely like Prime said. That's a good way to open your series.
pretty good.
I mean, does this beat out Gom's opening? Because Gom's opening was pretty dope too. Gotta admit.
Well, I mean, obviously, Gaim took some influence from the opening of Decade.
It did too, because that shit was epic as hell too. That was epic as hell too. So it's like, oh man, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say, man. This is tough. So I mean, so the basis of Kamen Rider Decade is this was basically the anniversary.
10th anniversary of the Heisei era.
Yeah, 10th anniversary of the Heisei era, and much like this came out basically before Gokaiger. This came out during the same season as Shinkinger. Yep. So basically, anniversary season. If you watch Gokaiger and you've never seen Decade, it's basically the same premise. The lead Kamen Rider can transform into prior Kamen Riders, from the Heisei series and such. Power set and all, except in this instance he goes to different worlds, and these worlds don't necessarily represent the prior series so much as it just represents the concepts of that world. So for instance, Kamen Rider Kabuto, for instance, the lead Kamen Rider Kabuto, he's stuck in clock up mode 24/7 365 days a year.
Poor guy.
Yeah. So, and you also have Kamen Rider to be as the main adversary of that world. So it's a little, definitely, they're all variations of concepts of those worlds and stuff, which, watching it the first time, it threw me off, especially after watching Kabuto already. So it was like, okay, what's going on here? Why is Kabuto different? I don't get this. And then, which is weird because you have at the beginning of the series, you have our boy from Kiva popping up, but then when you go to Kiva's world, it's different.
It's a kid.
Yeah, it's a kid, so it's like, okay, this is confusing. I don't know what the hell is going on, and that's when you realize, oh, these are just different concepts of these worlds. So, I mean, I guess, what was your guys' kind of reaction to these concepts of these worlds?
Okay, I'll go first since I haven't watched the Kamen Rider shows before Decade, even though I watched like a little bit of Kuga.
Yeah.
But it did kind of seem out of place. Even after I was watching Dragon Knight, the concept of Yuki was in there, but it wasn't all there. Like, whatchamacallit, a judge Kamen Rider... No, a court Kamen Rider system. I was like, wait, what is happening here?
Yeah, that was Blade, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Blade.
No, that was
Ryuki.
That was Yuki.
That was Ryuki? Yeah, Ryuki. Yeah. My bad. I got it.
Blade was the salary man.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
It's like, can I find the monster yet? Can I find him? Yes, I can. Bam, I can transform. It's like, really?
That was just dumb. But other than that, it did seem weird, but some of it made sense, some of it didn't. But especially Agato's really confused the mess out of me, like, for real.
Okay, so maybe I can explain that for you. So, All Hail Kuga, who came and rescued Heisei Kamen Rider from obscurity, and made Kamen Rider popular again. So they were like, okay, so we can do like our yearly series again. And the series immediately following Kuga was Agito. Agito was, I think, at stages conceived to be a direct sequel. And I think in the plan, you can quote me if I'm wrong, but this is what I'm.
It was supposed to be a direct sequel because you can.
Intended to be a direct sequel, but then they decided, like, I guess they changed gears in a way and just made it loosely connected.
Yeah, like, just look at that suit.
G3 is inspired by Kuga, and like they mentioned, I think in the first couple of episodes, the Grongi, but then they kind of just drop all connections to Kuga after that.
Yeah, it was very weird, especially considering like Kuga had even though it was supposed to be the sequel, it was just kind of weird in how it was like, so you're not going to directly talk about what happened in the previous series, are you? No, clearly not.
No,
and you're like, Agato's suit looks exactly similar to Kuga's. Can you explain that? No, just ignore it.
Which kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, that would have been nice if it was the sequel. That would have been nice, right? Nope.
And again, this is just me speculating. I haven't read this. I don't know if this is true or not. But I feel like in the early Heisei series, like, crossovers between series were non-existent. I mean, you might, like I said, get the mention of Kuga in brief passing in Agito, and it was like really vague about it. Like, if you didn't watch Kuga, you would have not have gotten the dialogue and been like, oh, that's what they're talking about. And there was, I think, a hyper battle video where little Agito popped up in Blade or
Yeah.
no Ryuki. Was it Blade or Ryuki?
I think it was
No, it
Blade.
was Ryuki. It was Ryuki.
Was it?
It was Ryuki because it was a mirror world dream where Shinji was tripping balls.
Okay.
And the reason I'm thinking about it because I'm remembering in the Blade Hyper Battle video there was the Blade with the scarf, and I'm thinking about I don't know for some reason I'm thinking about scarves. But anyway,
Yeah.
so the interaction between previous series they were like virtually non-existent versus in the Showa era where them Kamen Riders were like living in each other's living rooms, like always meeting, always crossing over. I feel like maybe there might have been a conscious effort to differentiate the two eras by having each Kamen Rider show stand on its own.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It's just each show has to be on its own. They didn't want to make it like, oh, it has to connect to this, and then and continuity and stuff.
Which made Decade such a big deal because it was the first time in literal decades that cross Kamen Rider series and Kamen Riders were interacting and meeting and fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big deal in and of itself.
Yeah. So that was the big deal and stuff. And the whole series, our main character, our main character, Tsukasa, he basically travels to different AR worlds or Kamen Rider worlds or another Rider world. And like I said, they represent different worlds. So you have the world of Kuga, the world of Kiva, the world of Ryuki, the world of Blade, the world of Faz, the world of Agito, the world of Deno, Kabuto, Hibiki, the world of Negative, the world of D-End, which is a new world,
and the world of Black.
Yeah, the world of RX and the world of Black, the world of X Rider, the world of Amazon, and that was it. I know in some of the movies and stuff they had different other worlds and stuff like that, but yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, it kind of. I think some of the movies they had was the World of Gom, if I remember correctly.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so it's yeah, and I think what's funny, the game. So Prime, let me ask you this: in the Kamen Rider game that you got, is there a Dark Decade?
No.
Yeah, that's in the first Climax Heroes. So Climax Fighters is the latest version. I'm using air quotes. You can't see me, but I'm doing them hard and furious.
Okay, I get it.
So Climax Fighters is the latest iteration of the Climax Heroes. The original Climax Heroes came out on I think PS2 and Wii. Quote me if I'm wrong.
Wow.
And one of the secret bosses in the game is another Decade or a Dark Decade, which is basically palette swap evil version of Decade.
What was the name of it? You said Climax
Heroes.
Climax Heroes.
And it's a fighting game. They came out on PlayStation 2 and Wii.
Yep, you're correct. Wii and PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yay me. And the next one was called because I have the rest of them. Like I don't have the first one, but I have the rest of the series because they came out on PSP. So I know there's Show Climax Heroes, then there's Climax Heroes Wizard. I think I don't know. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the names.
You got Climax Forze, Climax O's, Climax Double, and the first one with Decade.
Oh yeah, and the last one was Wizard. So it goes Decade. Yeah, it goes Decade, Double, O's, Forze, then Wizard, then Climax Fighters.
Yeah.
Now, pro tip, if you ever play those games, Kabuto is broke as shit. He has a fucking infinite. If he gets behind in the corner, you can just 1, 2, 3 Rider kick their asses to death.
Which is ironic because Dark Kabuto in Kamen Rider Buko, he gets to the end of the series. He's wax sauce in that fucking series. I'm like, that happened.
My issue with that shit is they take such a cool idea, cool concept, cool fucking character design, and they immediately gimp him before he even appears because by the time he shows up, Tendo already has the hyper projector, right? So you can go then. I always felt like Dark Kabuto, power level wise, should have been equal to or above Hyper Kabuto if he was going to be the dark antithesis. I cannot speak. The dark counterpart. And so I just sidestepped the word entirely to Kabuto. He should have been a threat. He was not. He was a fucking joke. Why?
I don't know. Because when he fights, freaking about to say Heihachi, fucking what's his face? Goddamn, what's that dude's name? the main bad guy from Zect.
The dude with the glasses?
Yeah, dude with the glasses. When he fights him, and I'm like, wow, that dude washed fucking damn Kamen Rider Dark Kabuto. I was like, wow, that was quick.
And it's another thing, though. So, he shows up, right, and when he fights Tendo, I think, I forget, what was he having a crisis about? Because, like, he was whooping Tendo's ass at first, and he's just a regular Kabuto. But then, like, he snaps out of it, then it just automatically switches to Hyper Kabuto and just spams the I win button.
Yeah, I think it was just the whole idea of him being the clone of Tendo and just everything else, and then him finding out he was a worm, and it's like, oh, so just all that and stuff, and then Tendo finally kind of realizing, hey, I'm actually real, and I can just kick ass and take names, so let's do this. And he puts hands on Dark Kabuto, and I'm like, well, that was quick, that was done, that just you basically deflated your bad guy just like that, or at least I'm not gonna say bad guy, I guess anti-hero. Question mark? Yeah.
So I think Kabuto is one of the worst series about it when it comes to like power levels.
Yeah. So our main character in Kamen Rider Decade, Tsukasa, what we end up finding out later in the show is that he was actually leader of Dice Soccer.
But then he's not.
That's the confusing part.
Yeah.
Because Decade, Decade, in their words, has no story.
Really?
And then they did the same thing again in Superhero Taisen, but that was just supposed to be a trick.
Yeah. So he was leader of Dice Shocker, and basically he was told, okay, you're going to go to different worlds and you're going to start taking out other riders. And what ended up happening was he ended up, as every trophy hero thing happens, when you have a person that's evil, he loses memories. And he ends up on the world that we see him at the start of this series.
Natsumi's world.
Yeah, Natsumi's world. And he's basically a photographer.
A bad one at that.
Yeah, bad
one. Instagram thought.
Yeah. So, basically, he's taking pictures and such, and Natsumi ends up going through a barrier. She ends up coming up upon these monsters and stuff and fighting them off, and she ends up becoming part of the Decade driver. And basically, Tsukasa gets the Decade driver, and he transforms into Kamen Rider Decade. Now,
and proceeds to have one of the most badass rider introductions in any show.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Now, Prime told me when this show came out, 2009, that there was a lot of controversy about the suit.
Just because it looked pink.
Magenta. How dare you?
It's magenta,
whatever.
Sir. Whatever. Put some respect on the color magenta, sir.
Whatever. It's a shade of pink. Whatever.
So, I mean, yeah.
And so I talked about it because me and my wife, we talked about it a lot. We talk about suit designs a lot. And like, I feel like Decade looks like that because I saw a lot of people online going, well, why couldn't his suit be red? Why couldn't his suit be that? Decade is that color, and he looks like that. So when they're in Kamen Rider group shots, he'll stand out.
Which he does.
And he fucking does.
Oh, he does.
When you ever see those like promotional pictures that came out with Decade, and he was there with all the first 10 Heisei Riders?
Yeah.
Immediately your eyes gravitate toward Decade because he's like, this dude stands out as fuck. Never mind the fact that
in the middle.
Never mind the fact that in any Kamen Rider group shot, it's already a clusterfuck of individuality anyway.
Yeah.
When you immediately see a group shot with Decade in it, your eyes just automatically gravitate to him because, like, there's red, white, gray, magenta. What the fuck?
I'm like, what's this guy doing?
That was always my big thing prior to the Heisei series. Is the series prior to that? The Showa series, Showa era, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Showa era. I always felt that those Kamen Rider suits, I would say Sans, well, I don't know, even Kamen Rider Black and Black RX. They all felt, at least the earlier ones, felt interchangeable.
You were going to put some respect on Shotari Ishimori while I'm sitting on this podcast.
I'm not even trying to diss them because I knew Prime was going to be like, this
you going to respect that man. You will respect the Walt Disney of Japan, sir.
It felt interchangeable, but it wasn't me disrespecting
my
it.
bad. I just offended like 25,000 Studio Ghibli fans. Hold on. You will respect the Tokusatsu Walt Disney. There we go. How about that?
Walt Disney. I don't know. It felt like they were interchangeable, but I understood. But like, when you really look back at it, it's like, okay, I get it and stuff. But it's like when you look at the Heisei, at least the Heisei Part 1 series, it's like it felt like they were really like trying to like, okay, we really got to make these suits very distinguishable. But not like the same, So I don't know. I feel even after past this, when we get into Part 2 of the Heisei series and stuff, it felt like those suits really were just shooting for the moon on the designs and stuff, and they actually worked.
Oh yes, they were. They were.
So yeah, Tsukasa, he basically has the most badass intro ever. And
to this day, whenever I say Ongekbo Reika from Hibiki, I always go Ongekbo, pause, Reika.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go to YouTube and Google and look for Kamen Rider Decade's first fight. Yeah. Or Kamen Rider Decade transforms into Hibiki.
Oh yes. Yep.
So
Wait, quick question. Mm-hmm. Is it a trope for like the Heisei riders to have like a girl assistant? Because I'm noticing
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's also a trope for it's the Kamen Rider trope in general.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a trope in general. Okay.
Yeah. So Well, what did you say, Prime?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh yeah, I thought you said
continue.
Proceed, Grizzly. Proceed.
So meanwhile, main bad guy for this series, and God bless him, I love him this series because he is Trolly McTrolly Troll. Narutaki, who brought about this Kamen Rider meme that after watching this series, I finally get it now, where he basically just blames Decade for everything. This is Decade's fault.
Oh yes.
This is Decade's fault. Prime, you want to say it? You want to say it in Japanese? Because I mean,
Odore Decado.
With this bucket hat and disdain face, he basically says, "I'm blaming
trench coat
and trench coat." He blames Decade because he's
Odore Decado.
He's a Kamen Rider truther. He's just like, "Yo, Decade's
Kamen Rider truther." Oh my god!
He is a Kamen Rider truther.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He is a Kamen Rider truther because he basically every episode is like, I gotta kill Decade because he's gonna destroy the worlds, and just every episode he is just trolling Decade and throwing fucking Kamen Riders at his ass. Every episode of Monsters is every episode. Up until
he does that, like they gave him that unique ability where he can summon secondary or evil riders.
Yeah.
But then they introduced DN, who is driver. He does the same thing. So then Narutaki just becomes persona non grata. He just literally just stands around and goes, "Damn you, Decade! Everything's your fucking fault. I'm out." Like what the hell? Like what point you serve Narutaki?
And then once it finally comes out, oh yeah, Decade used to be the leader of Die Shocker. That's when he reveals himself as part of Die Shocker, and then it's like, oh well, okay then.
That makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
Wait, if he's your leader, then why are you calling around saying everything is fault? Then wouldn't you be happy about that?
No. He just pops back up in Superhero Tyson as Dr. G, and gets himself wrecked
again,
and then turns back into his old self, and it says, "I gotta destroy Decade.
I gotta destroy." Like, dude, just give it a rest. Like, you want to go bother a different Kamen Rider, if you may please.
So I don't know if you guys ever watched
you want to go bother a Kamen Rider? Go bother Ghost. Bother him.
I don't know if you guys ever seen like the net movies. They came out right around I think All Riders versus Die Shocker, which by the way, bless them for that title because I use that for everything.
That sounds like such a Godzilla type title. It's ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah, it's like I use that All X versus Die Y for everything. Like to this day, I still want All Mega Man versus Die Robot Masters.
Yeah,
I want to watch all Magical Girl versus Die Shadow. Like I just give me that. It's just a great title convention. But anyway, they came up with these net moves or like these little 15-minute segments. Just doing some real it was comedy based. And one of them was like a game, like kind of like a game show setup that had Tsukasa, Natsumi, DN, and Narutaki answering questions. And every question that Narutaki answered, he relayed everything through like a lens of a Showa rider. And he revealed himself to be a Showa rider fan, and talked about having fond memories of having a Kamen Rider V3 tricycle.
Yeah.
And so after seeing that, if you reconceptualize Narutaki as an allegory for angry Showa fanboys at Heisei then his character makes like 1,000% more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love him though. Like that, I did not think I would like him, but like most bad guys, you're just like, man, I can't wait till he killed him. I was like, I hope he sticks around because I like his trolling methods. It's awesome. Like Prime said, like early episodes, he's just throwing secondary riders at Decade, and you're like, oh, this is actually pretty dope. I wonder what he can do, and it's nice. It's cool because again, much like Gokaiger, I'm a sucker for just people in suits kicking ass and fighting. So that.
Yep.
This series was right up my alley. I'm like, oh shit, I get to see other Kamen Riders. All right, this is cool.
It's a Kamen Rider sampler, if you were.
Yeah, it is. It's a sampler. It gives you a taste.
Just a tip. Just a tip.
Yeah, just tip and stuff. But to be honest with you though, I would say this though. I really feel Decade is a series that does get you interested in watching the series, at least to me.
Oh yes, it does.
I would agree. I would say it's a great gateway series, and you know what I mean when I say that terminology, right? It's like if you watch this show as a part of a franchise and you're interested and you like that show, then you might want to try some other shows.
Because it's like because I had already seen Ryuki prior to watching Decade, so I seen Ryuki, I seen Kabuto and stuff, and then I had rewatched Kabuto recently and stuff too again because I kind of didn't remember certain things, so I had seen those too, but then it was like, I gotta watch Kuga. Oh man, I need to watch Kiva. I need to watch Ajita. I need to watch Foz. Den-O. I definitely need to watch Den-O because I've seen clips of Den-O, but I never watched it. So it does.
Why does Den-O get so much popularity?
I don't know.
The acting. The main guy who plays Ritaro, he's a fucking fantastic actor, and a lot of people really love the Imagine.
Okay.
That explains it.
Makes sense. So it does get you interested. Like, I kind of want to do that. Like, Blade is the only one I need to watch. Blade and Hibiki are the two I need to go back and watch too. So
all right. So put a pin on Hibiki and Blade. Blade, you got to come in. You got to come prepared because it drags. But like once he gets going, I guarantee you can't stop.
Okay.
Hibiki, the first half, like the first, I think 20 or so episodes are like really good because it's doing some non-standard Kamen Rider stuff. But then it switches showrunners, and like a lot of people say the second half of Hibiki is shit. I'm not in that camp. I don't think it's bad. I just think it just kind of reverts back to standard Kamen Rider-ish fare, but then loses a lot of the charm of the early shows.
Yeah,
like the first couple episodes of Hibiki before standards and practices got involved in Japan. Now, first of all, let me pause the sentence here. And let that sink in for you for a second. That this show was doing some shit that caused moms in Japan to go, wait a minute, I don't want my kids watching this. Japan, the same country that brought you Neon Genesis Evangelion, Ideon, and have teddies and panty shots in just about every other cartoon.
And Devilman.
And Devilman. Yeah, they stopped and were like, hold on now, wait a minute, stop, hold on. This Hibiki shit, y'all need to slow that shit down. Y'all need to calm that shit down. Hold on. Let that marinate in your brain for a second there.
Oh my god, man!
Like stop right there.
And yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I will also venture to say the Decade will also make you want to go back and watch Kamen Rider Black and Black RX because they got the original actor from Kamen Rider Black and Black RX, and
I'm surprised. And even though I didn't see Black or Black RX, I was easily able to notice like that's got to be the original actor.
And I don't know what they put in the water in Japan, but he still looked like he could probably jump in that suit and kick ass and take names still.
He's a chef. He cooks steaks and shit.
Is that why he looks a little youthfully still?
I mean, red meat man works magic.
Hey, same thing like Kichi Wada from Die Ranger. Look at him. He's still fit.
Oh, shit.
Man.
You see that fucking that? He's still do the fucking stunt kick.
Yep.
I'm like,
yo, these Japanese stuntmen, they got it. I don't know what
I think the only ones that really look their age is the actors and stuff from Zyuranger and stuff because they're old. They're old as shit.
Oh yeah, they're definitely old.
They ain't doing no spin kicks on that show. They definitely.
Everybody can't be Kenji Oba now. Come on.
Hey, we try, man. we try. They try. So, I guess if we're gonna go on Decade and stuff, also, Kamen Rider DN. He's another one that has a very unorthodox suit design.
Let me say something about DN. DN is probably one of the most douchiest and most complex secondary riders that I've ever seen. Is he a douche?
He's kind of I don't know if he's a douche. I'd say more of a prick.
Okay, yes, that's a better term for him. But he pops up at the most random moments. I'm like, Tsukasa, I'm here to get some treasure. I'm like, I'll see you around, Tsukasa. Pops up again. I'm like, hey, Tsukasa, let's fight this guy. All right, Tsukasa, don't cross my path again. I'm like, Tsukasa, what are you doing here? I'm like, what is your deal? What is your purpose?
He's just soon. Don't worry about it.
Hey, I just like, if we're gonna jump to a world, if we're gonna go into these worlds, I like how in the world, I believe, of Kuga, he just regulated on G3 like it was nothing. Like, this is my suit. So
that was Agito.
Agito. Yeah, world of Agito. He just regulated. Was like, yeah, I'm taking this G3 suit and I'm using it. So
jumped right into that G3 suit. I'm like, I'm gonna be G3 now. I'm like, I'll take it from here.
Not you. I'm gonna take it here. We're dead. That's it.
Well, I mean, he snatched it from Useless K, so that's not really a feat there.
Useless K. That's a good term for it.
So fucking useless. So, like, and I felt so bad for the actor because before the show premiered, he talked about how Kamen Rider Kuga was his Kamen Rider. Like, he watched it growing up and he got a chance to be, oh man, I get to be Kamen Rider Kuga. And they proceeded to sideline the fuck out of that man. Like,
I was so mad.
Was it the negative world where like he went and like there was a scene where he was in a room full of girls who turned into monsters? Then like he freaked out and started screaming. Yeah, like, bitch. Kamen Rider Kuga, transform and kick him in the face. What are you doing?
Oh man.
So our boy. So here's the thing. As Prime said, Useless K, Yusuke, he is the G3 of the world. Now, the thing about Agito that was interesting is that the main character, Shoichi, he's actually Kamen Rider Gills and Agito,
which is weird.
Which is weird because in Agito, it's a separate character, Gills.
Yeah, there are 3 separate people that combined all 3 riders, into one person.
Yeah. Yusuke was the new person of the G3 thing, but basically Shuichi was all 3 of them. I'm like, so y'all guys couldn't hire another actor to play Gills at least? But
did you also notice, like, in the flashback scene from when he turned into Gills, it was in black and white? Do you know why?
No.
Why?
Because the Gills suit was so fucking deteriorated and moth-eaten, they dare not show that shit in color.
Where the year did Agito drop?
What year? All right, Time Ranger was in 2000. That would be 2001. 2001.
Wow. Yeah, I could see how that would deteriorate. Possibly, I could see. I mean, which is weird.
And speaking of that shit, this made me fucking sad. Like, I just watched the Kamen Rider Brave special for X8.
Yeah.
The Beast Rider Squad, whatever they call that shit.
Yeah.
And they have my boy Oji in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He transformed. I was excited. Then I saw the suit and said, damn it, they were not preserving them damn costumes because that shit was about to fall the fuck apart.
That's weird because how is it that the Sentai suits can be preserved very well? I know the spandex, but yet Kamen Riders aren't. That's weird.
They need to put a sign on them things saying "Do not touch." Could be used for later. Do not touch.
Right, it's all rubber and foam. Like, come on.
I thought it could survive. It's I don't know. It's just crazy to me because meanwhile, the only thing the Power Rangers got to deal with especially when we get, whenever we get around to talking about Mega Ranger, it's like, Super Mega Force. I mean, it's like, I remember, I think it was either Jason David Frank or somebody was saying, yeah, the suits are there. They have a weird smell to them, but, as soon as they clean them, the smell is gone. I'm like, oh, so that's all they really got to worry about with these old suits. It's a smell. That's not it.
But I mean, when you got like how many people sweating in them shits, like, what are you expecting to smell like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was necessarily
how much squash sweat has been in those suits over the 20 years they've been used in various stunt shows and shit? What do you expect them to smell like, man? Come on.
True.
Sweat.
True.
Sweat and chop kicks. That's what I expect.
So, Kamen Rider Agito World was, like I said, they did some combining in that one. Then you get to the world. I mentioned the world of Kabuto. Again, interesting because Soji in that world, he's in permanent clock up mode. Now, for those that don't know, in Kamen Rider Kabuto, all the Kamen Riders basically they can go into clock up mode where they basically get super speed. Well, it's more so time slows down, I should say.
It's like super speed, like they get flash powers. Just say that.
No, there's a difference. There's a difference because Foz XL, that's super speed. The Kabuto Riders, they slow down the world around them.
Yeah. Which
There's a difference. It's like this. It's like Reverse Flash. It's like Professor Zoom versus the Flash because there is a fucking difference. If we're being schematics, there's a difference.
Which in World of Kabuto, Decade was just like, oh really? So I'm just gonna transform into Foz and I'll just go super speed. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Only difference is clock up mode. It doesn't really have a timer, but in Foz, his super speed is like what 10 seconds.
Yes.
5.
You said 5? Is it 5?
I think it's
I
5.
thought it was 10.
I think that's the joke. Like it's 555.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it doesn't last that long.
Yeah, it's very short, but then when you watch how he fights Homeboy in Kabuto, it's like, that was longer than 10 seconds, but alright, show. I'm fine with this. So, but you end up finding out that, Otagiri, he's the one that fucked up,
sabotaged.
Yeah, sabotaged his belt and fucked up, Kabuto's belt to where he's in permanent, clock up mode, but basically he forms like a tower that basically puts everything into what was it, permanent clock down? Is it clock down or clock up mode? Permanent
Clock up.
Clock down.
Oh, it's clock down?
The tower was clocked down. Yeah.
Yeah, the tower was clocked down because that's the only way they can see Kabuto. Because up until when Decade gets into that world, every time that Zect and them go and fight one of the freaking worms, Kabuto just comes in there, kills the worms before they can even do anything and stuff, and it's annoying the fuck out of Odagiri and shit. So you find out he's, you know, the main bad guy of that world and stuff, and you know, like I said, it, you know, ends off on a note because eeach world is basically, you might as well say it's a two-parter essentially.
Yeah, each of them.
Yeah, each.
Well, except for Kuga. Was Kuga two-parter or three-parter? Because I think Kuga was three-part.
Kuga, I think two-part.
Yeah,
well, two-part because like Decade had the singular opening episode, then he went to Kuga. Yeah, so it was two-part.
Yeah, two-parter for Kuga because even the main guy that's in Kuga, he actually tagged along with Decade.
Yeah, useless gay.
Yeah,
the useless gay.
I hate you, Prime, for that.
He is useless. I mean, how many times did he get to change in the entire show?
Yeah, still like that fucking negative art episode, like when he was freaking out, like I'm scared. Bitch, what do you mean you're scared?
You're a Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider Kuga, not just any Kamen Rider. Fucking Kamen Rider Kuga. Motherfucker, you have an atomic bomb rider kick. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, he only became Beast when we get to the world of Den-O, where Homeboy jumped into his body and he transformed to Den-O and was regulating on folks and stuff. I'm like, the only time he really was just kicking ass and taking names. So, I mean, I don't know. It was weird, but yeah. Each one is 2 episodes and stuff. I think Black was the only one that was it 2 episodes? I'm trying to think it was Black.
It was 2 episodes.
Yeah, it was 2 episodes.
With him going to Black's World. He went from Black to Black's World.
Yeah, which, I mean, we got the most badass moment in Black's World where we see both Black and Black RX transform, and I was just, I was fangasming, like, oh my god, yes.
That's a fan moment done right. Hey, Saban, you see that? Take notes.
You taking notes?
I don't think he's taking notes. He's just busy counting his money.
He's counting his money. Huh?
It's like, I'm counting my samurai money. Get out of my face. Sorry.
I couldn't hear the sound of these stacks, son.
Count my money. I'm laughing at the fact that Disney sold me my fucking company back for cheap pennies on the dollar. All right, get out of my face. I'm done.
But what that Bandai money do, though?
Yeah. So, you got that. Kamen Rider Blaze World was, again, interesting because we said before it was Salaryman World, where essentially they had to make sure, hey, we can't transform until we get the go-ahead. And I'm like, what kind of world is this shit? Like, you gotta get permission to transform?
I'm sorry. When I saw Blade's World and the way how you guys described it, it makes perfect sense. Because if you don't do well, you get demoted.
It's like, what? You get demoted? It's like, wow, really? It's like, I get fired. I get fired just like that. Ain't that a bitch?
And you only eat in certain areas. You don't get the VIP treatment.
I was like, wow, man. It's weird, man. It's like, okay, so, and they also get ranked. That's also the other thing too. So they get ranked and stuff in that world. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But again, I gotta watch Blade because Blade is one of those suits that grew on me. And that only took 2, and it's funny, it only took 2 episodes for that suit to grow on me, so I'm fine with that. Also, too, when Tsukasa is in each and every world, when he gets the power-up cards for said world, he can transform that Kamen Rider into whatever, like, form that he's going to use, like the Final Form ride and stuff. So Blades is basically a big-ass fucking sword.
That was lit.
Kaboot, was it Kuga that had just the beetle?
Yes.
Yeah, he turned into he turned into a version of a power up that Kuga uses in his show.
Yeah.
Or not a power up, but an attachment to his motorcycle.
Yeah. Ryugi transforms into his dragon, of course.
Okay.
Black and Black RX was just interesting because it's like, yeah, they just transform into Black and Black RX and kick ass. That's about as much as you're gonna get out of that.
No, but you get 2 for the price, though.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
I like how DN came in there and was like, nah, bro, you don't get to have all the fun, and he just used his and just transformed the other dude. And I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. This is dope.
Did you love the look they gave each other though? Like they're gonna say something. Then nah, let's just do the business.
Yeah, we can't
let's just
kick ass and take names. That's what we're doing and stuff. So now here's the thing. So Kamen Rider Decade, he actually has a power up form. DN had a power up form, but I believe it was when the versus movie.
It was in the Den-O movie.
Yeah, the Den-O movie and stuff, which I was kind of like
episode yellow or blue. I forget which.
Was it?
I need to look back at that form and plus I skipped the Den-O movie for reasons only.
But yeah, his complete form, he summons all the secondary riders, and I gotta admit,
he summons all the, well, not all because there are a couple missing, but he summons the antagonist movie riders.
Listen, I like Skull Rider. He's pretty badass.
You need to watch some Double, my man.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, it's funny. I watched the first 10 episodes of Double, and then I was like, I'll get back to it, and I never got back to it.
I'm actually on Double right now. It's pretty good.
I like the premise. I mean, USB powered, Kamen Rider. I'm pretty
and detective work.
And detective work. I am perfectly fine with that. It's pretty badass. But yeah, Skull Rider and just all the secondary riders and like you said, the movie rider stuff. I was like, all right, it's dope. And I, for some reason, was watching Decade, and I was expecting him to have that, and nothing. I was like, oh, he doesn't get a complete form. Well, that sucks.
He didn't get a motorcycle either.
Yeah, he had a steal motorcycle. He had to steal a lot in this show. It was like, Decade gets a motorcycle, but I don't get shit. Ain't that a trip?
No, DN, he don't need a motorcycle. He could just walk.
Yeah. Hey, I do like his I do like his transformation though. He just shoots the gun in the air. Bam. The end.
And that's what gave us the Kyoryuger premise of their morphers.
Do you really think that Kyoryuger was inspired by this? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was, because if you think about it, no other Ranger team had a gun as a morpher.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true. It's just, they did, was like, no, we don't want them to be stoic, so we're just going to have them dance, and it's actually pretty dope. So I'm fine with this.
And then that also leads into which team has the gun? I think that's going on for the next current team. Does Lupin Ranger or the Potto Rangers have a gun morpher, or both of them do?
I thought they both had guns.
Yeah, they both got guns.
Is that right?
Yeah, they both.
Oh, both of them? Okay.
Yeah, both of them got guns and stuff. So yeah, it's amazing and stuff.
Grandpa DN will be proud.
World of Foz was interesting to me because that was again taking the whole idea of a concept, and you made Foz himself be a student who is also the wolf. The wolf. What was the name of those?
Orphanok.
Yeah, Orphanok.
One of the monsters. I'm like, wow.
Now, was it just me, or did the suit look different?
What, for Foz?
Yeah, for Foz. Or maybe just because it was at night and the effects looked a bit better.
At night.
Oh, you've never seen Foz fight at night? You need to watch the Foz movie then.
I mean, hey, his Foz suit was looking pretty dope. I think because the special effects for Foz in Decade was better than the clips that I've seen in when Foz first debuted. And I know, hey, special effects is what it is. It works for what it is. But I'm all for liking some updated effects for some of the older Kamen Riders and stuff. So I was digging the sword actually lighting up like an actual special effects lightsaber.
Love that. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
just little things like that. I'm appreciative of it. But if you're saying I need to watch Foz at night and in that series and stuff, I will definitely jump on that too. So
again, here's the thing.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I don't know if I said this on the show or not. Like Foz has a lot of elements that I like. It's like one of my favorite things to eat in the world is a hamburger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Foz has all the ingredients to make an excellent, fantastic hamburger. It's just that the chef fucked it up. Like I love the suits. I love the music. I like the characters. I like the concept. I like the plot. I like the monsters. It's just like the show itself. Like I don't hate it. Like I don't hate any Kamen Rider show. It's just like I think Falls is kind of mismanaged.
I just because when I was watching Decade, I was doing research on on the other writers and what their other forms look like. And when I was looking at Foz, I was like, wait a minute, he's not just one person. Like it's different people. I'm like, how is that? Wait, what?
Well, the driver isn't bound to you. Like if you got the driver, you can transform and change into Foz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what made it confusing.
It's a tool, not a power.
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely one of those things and such, And so Kamen Rider Ryuki, that was basically kind of a murder detective mystery that they were solving.
A court system.
Court system, essentially.
Kamen Phoenix, right?
Objection.
Overruled.
Yeah, that was it. And again, that threw me off. That was probably the first world that threw me off because again, I watched Ryuki already, so I was like, "What the hell's going on here? Why? What's happening? Why is there a court system? What is going on here? Why?" And yeah. So again, you have to be prepared for the fact that if you've never seen any of the previous series and stuff that Decade's about, you're not going to get it. You're not going to be confused. You're going to be like, okay, well, clearly these are different worlds. Fine. But if you have seen them, you're going to be like, okay, so what's going on? These are alternate things. Now, again, goes back to the fact that over the course of this whole series, Tsukasa basically has flashbacks where he's talking to homeboy from Kiva. The real Kiva. Not the AR World Kiva, the real Kiva.
Neo Kiva.
Yeah. And he's having a conversation with him.
Not kid Wataru, but adult Wataru.
Yeah, adult Wataru. And it's like he's having a conversation with him. And yet, he goes to these AR worlds, and you're confused, because you're like, okay, so these AR worlds, do they just not matter? I don't know. It's confusing to me. I don't know. It's hard for me to really kind of get a plug on whether the AR worlds really matter or not.
But it's like the Alan Moore quote. It's like, they're all imaginary stories. This is an imaginary story, but in the end, aren't they all?
Yeah. I mean, would you guys have wanted, this is a good question I should ask. Would you guys have wanted them to basically do the worlds based off the TV series that they ended off at?
Yes.
So you're saying would I like prefer Decade to be like a sequel to the endings of the original shows?
Yeah.
That would have been neat. That would have been nice.
Yes.
Like he still travels to those worlds, but we just pick up what happened at the end of their respective series.
I mean, that would have been pretty cool.
And maybe that was and I can only guess maybe they didn't go in that direction just because of how
budget.
But yeah, I was about to say budget. At least they have an excuse, looking at you, Saban. I'm sorry, folks. We were going to keep shading the fuck Saban because
no, he needs the shade. He needs it. Even though we started that hashtag today, Power Force Lives, we still got to throw that shade at him because he should have had some point in there to say like, what are you doing? Like this is.
Yeah. You know what though? I will say this though. This did make me appreciate Kamen Rider Amazon more because I did like Amazon's AR World.
Oh, word?
Yeah, you know what? Amazon was one of those suits. I think it was the suit that threw me off.
It was the suit that threw me off. I'm like, what the heck is this?
I can appreciate that. Put it this way. I think Amazon was one of those suit designs that I kind of like. I only liked because it was different and it seemed like it was very out there. And I think that's only because of how the nature of what Amazon is anyway.
It's like Kamen Rider meets Tarzan. Mash it together.
Boom. Yeah. And also finally I'm like watching Kamen Rider Amazons and stuff, and that's an interesting show. I'll say that. It definitely takes itself very seriously. I don't know.
In the good way or the bad way?
I'm just going to say in the weird way to me, because again, I'm not really up on the Kamen Rider Amazon mythos, so I'm just trying to understand it all.
Well, as far as I know, Amazon's doesn't have it. It's like it's its own thing. It has as much to do with Amazon as the 2017 Power Ranger movie has to do with 93 Power Rangers.
You know what it reminds me of? tonally, it reminds me of Kamen Rider the first.
Really?
In terms of just tonally of what it is and stuff. It's very serious, a lot of dramatic acting. The fight scenes are actually pretty brutal, which I think was pretty cool, to be honest with you. But yeah, it kind of takes a little bit of getting used to, especially with the concept of how they transform and stuff. I think they got to eat something, or eat an egg, whatever, and stuff, and then they transform. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm fine with it. But it is raw as hell, though, and stuff. They're literally picking apart monsters' arms and stuff. I'm like, okay, shit. You're
wow,
right.
so just like Amazon.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, again, I'm not familiar with Amazon, but I was like, oh, okay, so Amazon does that. Huh.
All you know about Amazon is make cute noises, chop off limbs.
Yeah. It's like, okay, that's the thing and stuff. So, couple things about Mikasa. Just really throughout going through all those AR worlds, I did like the idea of him just transforming to every Kamen Rider and just using different things in different ways. But the one world that he went to that I died laughing, just because he really have an idea of how to use it, was was it the world of Den-O?
Oh yes. Oh boy.
Where he transformed into different Den-O forms and no weapons came out, and he's just doing the different variation of dances and stuff, and he's like, okay, so what happens? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. It was just okay, because this is back when, like I said, when I went into Decade, I didn't know what to expect about the previous writers. When I saw Den-O's world, I'm like, wait a minute, who are these little demon-looking creatures? Like, and who are they? I'm like, isn't Den-O supposed to be like one person and not just like what spirits?
See, I knew they were multiple people and stuff. Like I said again, I remember going on like was it J Fusion and like seeing clips from it, and I'm like, this is interesting and stuff. And then I was like, oh, so each one of them are different forms. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So. But I was fine with it and stuff. Like I said, Den-O, that was cool. And stuff, that world was very interesting because again, was it Momotaro's? He's the one that like jumps into everybody's bodies and stuff like that. And he jumps into Kuga's body and just starts regulating on folks. So that's always fun.
Well, Momotaro's regulating on everyone, even in his show.
Everyone.
And I actually liked him too, so I was like, you know what, Den-O, I need to watch you now. So I need to double down and actually watch you and stuff instead of just watching clips, because I actually like Momotaro. So
even in the All Riders versus Die Shocker movie, at the end when they were all leaving, Momo was like, "Don't bother me again, all right?
So please don't. Just go home, do something and stuff, So all throughout this whole series and such. So it's about this series is like 30 episodes and stuff. So when you get down to pretty much down the line, essentially,
wait. Should we talk about the Shin-Kendra team up?
That threw me off because I did not know that was actually going to be a in canon kind of thing where he goes to Shin-Kendra's world. Did not expect that. That was actually an interesting episode. It felt like a very filler episode.
It was filler. Trust me.
It was, but it was monumental in being the first like official
Sentai and Rider
team up in Japan.
Oh, really? So they never really done that officially like that.
Nope.
In Japan, America first.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. Got our asses hyped for that team up, and I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. And then
the show Rider happened.
I'm like, what'd you
So yeah, the Shin-Kendra episode was interesting because DN actually, I think, did he transform into a monster, or was it a monster transform?
A monster
stole
his driver, and he transformed it into it. I'm like, never let go of your driver. Ever.
Never, ever let go of your driver again.
So let me ask you guys a question. Mm-hmm. So, do you subscribe to the Versus World theory?
Which is?
Alright, so Sentai plays it, loose with canon, and air quotes canon, meaning as what connects to what.
Yeah.
So it's this theory that says that all Super Sentai shows happen on their own separate world where they're the only Super Sentai, but there is a separate world called the Versus World. That's where the team up movies, and that's the universe where the teams all exist simultaneously, and that's the world. that Gokaiger takes place in.
I don't believe that because we know Q Ranger takes place in its own universe. They already showed that in that episode, the team up episode of Deca Ranger and Gavin, but I don't believe that with the other Sentai shows. I'm pretty sure I know for sure like they're all connected.
I mean, the Sentai shows, it feels to me they play very fast and loose with like where they connected. I mean, because I remember what was it? I think was it the Deca Ranger team up, or was it the Bookanger team up? Yeah, I think it was the Bookanger team up where he was teamed up with I think it was Boken Silver had to find other past Sentai Rangers.
Yes, when Aqua Red gave him that phone book.
Yeah, and he actually interfered in Deca Silver's undercover operation and stuff. And I was
I remember that.
Huh? So it takes place and again at that point I was like, you know what, whatever. I guess all the Sentai takes place in the same place, in the same world and stuff. So whatever, you know. And that was that. So that's kind of, I basically figured out that they just play very fast and loose with continuity and stuff on that.
Extremely loose.
It's kind of like the Power Ranger theory. It's like, clearly there's other Sentai heroes, but they're retired. And maybe we'll revisit them later and stuff. So, you know, there's that and stuff. But, actually, we had a question that ties into us talking about these worlds. So, Minton Box Review on Twitter asks,
Man Sharp?
Yes. Were there any of the Rider worlds that you thought were better than their original series? Personally, I prefer many of them to the originals, but Decade was the second Kamen Rider series I watched in full. First was Dino.
My initial gut response is to say no. But if there's a world that I liked, I kind of like High School Fives because that's funny to me.
High School Five is fine. I like Kid Kiva. Actually,
really?
I actually thought that was interesting. It's like, oh, this kid didn't want to be Kiva, but that's, you know, that whole idea and stuff. I know that's a kind of tropey thing and stuff, but I was fine with it.
I think
the breaks, kid. Oh.
I think for mine, it will have to be between Black and Blade, just for comedy.
Blade was funny for the comedy. There is that, you know. So yeah. So
you get promoted to like monsters.
Yeah, I think only because you know what, to really back up on the whole thing of me liking Kiva though, I think because the kid didn't come across annoying.
Ah, yes.
I think that's probably what it is for me with that and stuff. So
you make a good point.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I concur.
But yeah, the Shinkinger team up was actually very interesting. I did like both of them using their special move, the giant swords, and you know, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty dope and stuff. You know, I wish there was other Kamen Riders that joined in on the fray, but hey, I'll take this team up. You know, can't complain much.
At least Eustace got to transform in that episode.
Yay!
Yeah,
he contributed. You cookie.
So when you so after our boy Trolly McTroll, Nabrutaki basically reveals himself as part of Die Shocker and all that stuff. Basically, Dave relegates himself to knowing that he is the Ender of Worlds. And we do get the Ender of Worlds because basically, I believe Yusuke, he actually gets his power up and he ends up having to fight Tsukasa at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets his own ultimate form and stuff, and boom, we get the Rider War.
Right from the jump.
Yeah, so at that point, I remember when it ended, and I was like, "That's it? That's what we get?" And then Prawn told me, "Oh yeah, dude, there's a movie that's after this." I was like, "Okay, thank God."
So, also talk about that fucking trailer that they played at the end of the damn episode that had nothing at all to do with the fucking movie.
What? Like All Riders Die Shocker or Kamen Rider Decade the movie?
The Decade double movie. That's the finale to the show.
Yeah.
At the end of Decade show, they had the trailer where it had Narutaki jumping on Decade's back, going, "I'm going to show you my true form." None of that shit happened at all in anything ever.
Wait,
None of
really?
it.
Oh my
None
god!
of-
I know. I'm just spoiling myself because I didn't get to that movie yet. I'm close.
Yeah, so you saw the trailer, right? So you saw all them scenes and all that hype shit they were showing you.
Mhm.
None of
Yeah.
it happens in nothing.
Pure brain drain.
Yeah. So the Decade movie is basically the finale and stuff. And pick it up. Tsukasa has been fucking murking riders left and right. He gets into a 3 versus 1 fight, which is like so unfair because Tsukasa is just beating the bejesus out of him. Like,
That's the
And
worst.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit.
I mean,
Like,
I would call bullshit too.
call
I
such
would
bullshit.
too. I would too.
I was like, who was it? What was the fight? Was it was Sky Rider?
Sky Rider, Super 1, and Kabuto.
Kabuto. I call bullshit. I call such bullshit.
That should be the opposite. That should be all 3 of
That's
them
just like-
beating them down.
I'm like, just one of them alone would beat shit out of Tsukasa. How dare you?
Feeling
He
insulted.
should
movie.
not be able to overpower those 3. He should not.
I was like, hell, just Sky Rider by himself with his 200 unseen techniques. Come on, man.
But hey, you had to put in wrestling terms. Those 3 had to put
Job.
Tsukasa over. So they had a job for him.
Oh, he had a job, man.
They
Look.
had a job to put him over. So you know, which hey, I gotta admit though, it was badass how he was transformed. I think it was Super 1 or Sky Rider. He transformed into his Super Rider form to destroy the other one, and then just Rider kicks him afterwards.
Just the disrespect, man.
That was utter disrespect. I had to pause that. Like, I was watching it at a slow day at work. I had to pause that and leave the desk. I was fucking dying at the disrespect of that shit.
Just the level of, man. And you know what? That's one thing that really bothers me about modern Kamen Rider shows, how they do that shit, how they treat previous riders, how they like to use your term, like, yeah, they job to put the other or current or incumbent rider over.
Yeah.
And that shit bothers me a lot. Like,
That hurt my
Like,
soul.
in the
That hurt my soul to see Gom have the job out.
yeah, like, you know, when in the Showa era, when the old riders showed up, like, there was some shit to be revered. Like, they were, like, forces to be reckoned with and shit. Now, there's, like, in Decade and all 4, like, they kind of treat them like fucking henchmen. Like, again, like, I watched that Kamen Rider Brave special with the all Beast Riders.
Yeah.
Fucking South Sword, Beast, and Tiger. Who else? South Sword, Beast, Tiger, and who else? Who was the 5th one? So it was Oja, Beast, South Sword, Tiger. Who am I missing? Because it doesn't matter because they all got fucking jobbed the fuck out. Like, they were just off to the side like they were nothing. Just to put the new guy over. And I'm like, I can't stand that shit, man.
Hey, that's what they do. And you're just sitting back like, I guess this is a thing. I guess.
Like, this is life, man. This is life now, and I don't like it.
I mean, I don't have to like it, but you know, it is what it is. You know, apparently.
Yeah.
So throughout this whole movie and stuff, you know, Tsukasa's friends, they're trying to get him back to being good and stuff. You know, and he's wrecking everybody. He's wrecking everybody. There's no getting around that. And he ends up being defeated by was it Natsumi, and she uses the I guess
That thing.
yeah,
Kivala.
Kivala.
Oh.
And she transforms into a special movie version of
Oh, we're talking about the
Kiva.
Versus movie. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, the Versus movie. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm talking about the
yeah,
Versus movie.
might as well just spoil myself. I don't care.
Yeah. We're talking about the Versus movie and stuff. She transforms into Kivala, and she ends up stabbing Decade in his driver, which I'm like, so why didn't the other Kamen Riders stab him there? Like, what?
Because they stupid.
You know, give the man the dick. How about that? that's the equivalent of kick somebody in the balls. Like, you don't do that shit.
Or why couldn't DN do it?
You know what? I
well.
wish DN did it. That would have been very poetic. But hey, I am not above seeing a woman kick ass and take names, so I'm fine with this.
She did. She regulated on his ass.
Yeah, that was all. I was all like, all right, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so help me out because all these movies and all his origins are starting to glue together with me now. So it's revealed like he wasn't killing the other riders, but he was collecting them in car form because the worlds are being merged and about to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he eliminated all the riders, then the Shocker popped up and was like, it's our time now, bitches. And they use their positive memory. I know, right? This is This is high quality writing here, and they use their memories of Tsukasa to reform Tsukasa.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, hey, this is the same movie that Natsumi managed to revive him using a picture and memories.
Oh my
Yes.
Hey, folks, you too can be revived. All you need is a Kodak picture and memories and some film.
But I don't know what's worse, that or Deno's explanation of time travel, whereas like you're not traveling in time, you're traveling to people's memories of the time, and as long as there's someone who's alive who remembers that time will always exist. So wait a minute.
That's some shit that Neil deGrasse Tyson will look at that and be like, "That's bullshit." You know that, right?
Like that time when they took the time in Superhero Tyson when they took the Den-liner all the way to 1975.
Well, because there are people alive who remember 1975.
Because clearly that's a thing. Apparently, it's like, yo, that shit makes Back to the Future's time travel logic look like fucking just a Jesus.
And be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, all the riders and rangers are gone. Like, who would you like? I'm like, we need to find Aka Ranger. I'm like, where is he? Back in 1975. I'm like, surprised.
Yo, hold up. Real talk though. My favorite part of that movie is fucking when Aka Ranger and Kamen Rider 1 show up and they like pop up and like the party don't start till the real pimps walk in.
It's like, hey, we snap our fingers. That's when it starts. Bam! Former Rangers, let's go.
I mean, like, wait a minute. That's not Aka Ranger, like, surprise people. I'm like, marvelous.
Dude, I feel that should have been the Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal moment where both of them just flip a coin into a fucking box and it goes.
Yes.
Never mind the fucking fact, like, when Decade transformed into number 1, he didn't have the Decker driver, and I was like so mad. I was like, "That's not how the Decker driver works."
No,
how fucking dare you?
See, I'm already picturing Prime instead of the Arthur fist. Is this Kamen Rider 1 fist shaking?
Red glove, silver glove, or white glove?
I'm going with silver gloves. Silver gloves shaking. It's like.
It's like that's not how it works.
Like, I'm gonna kill you.
It's like, ooh.
Never mind the fact. Like when I watched that movie, I had to check out immediately when Marvelous took out all 7 legendary riders, and I went, no. There's no way.
Let me get it right. They had a job out for Marvelous, who's already badass anyway, so you didn't have to do that. You really didn't have to.
Never mind the fact. Like Kamen Rider number 1 would like beat the shit out of Marvelous with his helmet off. Hear you?
And the fact that you see the stunt actor just beating him with the fucking helmet.
No, the fact that he took those guys down with Ninja Red, Bio 1, and
stop it!
No,
you gotta have Prime flipping tables. Stop it, Blightway. You gotta have Prime flipping tables. We can't have it.
Oh my god! And I say this to somebody who I like. I like Captain Marvelous. I like Marvelous. I like Gokaiger a lot. But bruh, come on.
That was the disrespect. Like, oh, you're old school. All right, we go to fucking 1. Let's go. And it's like, wow, the disrespect right there.
I was like, how did Marvelous take you guys down with
fuckery? Like a fucking sweat.
I'm like, this guy just took y'all out with ease. This just makes the Gorman look like piece of dust.
I mean, then Natsumi. I mean, hey. They tried to make him broken, but then, he got taken out by Go Buster Red, which I thought was pretty dope.
Oh, that was a good fight.
Yeah, he tried to go Kabuto and go super speed, and go Buster Red was like, nah, bruh, I got you speed. Let's go.
That was a good moment.
So there's that and stuff, but so in essence and stuff, like the movie ultimately when Tsukasa gets revived. That's basically where, the gang gets back together, and it's basically Tsukasa and the rest of the riders against Super Shocker, because, okay, I'm fine with this. Of course, they gotta fight all of them, and Double joins into the fray. And, so it kind of goes to a happy ending, where Tsukasa essentially, they win, and he essentially just says, hey, I guess we're going to go back to traveling to different worlds now.
Typical.
Still. Yeah, so that Tsukasa's fate is basically they're still traveling to different worlds.
Should we still continue on to Superhero Ties, or we just stop right there?
I don't know.
I feel like if we do Superhero Ties, I'd rather us do DVD commentary style.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather do that because there's so much stuff that goes on in this stuff, and it's funny. I watched the Superhero Tyson. I need to watch the Kamen Rider Tyson stuff too. So,
which one? Which one?
Decade dealing with Decade. And, was it Decade? I think it was Decade. Oh man, I'm fucking brain.
You talking about Showa versus Heisei or Kamen Rider number 3?
Showa versus Heisei.
Yeah, that one's
that's
alright.
That's a guy movie, actually.
So my thing about Superhero Tyson is like a lot of people take this shit seriously. Like it's the fucking junk food of tokusatsu movies, man. Like it's not supposed to be taken seriously.
I watched a raw version. I watched a raw version of both Superhero Tyson and Superhero Tyson Z. It like you said, it's junk food. You're just like, I just want to see the fights. I just want to see random happenstance.
Like you're just like
it's the cluster of the tokusatsu movies. It's the cluster.
I see people online take that shit so serious. Like they rage about like I'm saying it in joking. Like Marvelous fighting the 7 Riders. But like I know what this is. I know what it is going into. Like it's just you putting all the toys on the floor and you just bash them all together.
Yeah,
pretty much. It's fucking marvelous. It's fucking fantastic.
I mean,
like that's what it is.
And we get the space sheriffs and Tyson Z. I was already like, yes, this is awesome.
That was good. That was really good.
I mean, it's basically just like, hey, I just want to see fights. I don't care how these people came together. I just want to see
I don't want
fights.
no
dialogue. The story doesn't matter. Like I see people take the story so serious. Like this story is nonsense or the story's not good enough. I'm like, hey, bro, spoilers. It's not about the story.
It was never about the story.
It's about the fights, especially the big one, the big final one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I do like how basically in all the. Okay, so in the movie, in the Decade movie, right? I like how Natsume's grandfather ends up.
Oh my gosh! I was like, wait a minute.
Ends up becoming fucking Dr. Shinigami.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. So you was evil the whole time?
That was like the Vince McMahon, it was me, Austin reveal. Like, really? I mean, it's me, Austin, son of a bitch. It's like, it was me all along. It's like, well, of course he was. Alright, fine. And then he gets saved by Kivala, so womp womp.
Let's just say Kivala was having Goo eyes for that old man. Let's just say that.
Yeah. But I mean, I just find it funny. It's just like, oh, he's evil. Oh, he's saved by the power of love. All right, fine.
I'll let it pass.
I'll allow it. Fine, I'm cool with this and stuff. But yeah, man, that's Decade in a nutshell. I don't know if we missed anything per se with Decade. Did we miss anything? Did we touch on anything? Oh, actually, back up. The&. I like the way he transforms. I liked how there were at times he actually took Decade's cards and used it for himself.
Yep.
Without a care in the world. I also like The&'s world, where were those original suits? Or were
those are from Kamen Rider Blade movie Missing Ace.
Okay, so movie rider suits.
So they use movie rider suits to represent The&'s world.
Yes. Which would explain why The&. Complete uses movie riders as his transformation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I will say this: if there was a card that I picked up on that The&. favored, it's between the disappearing one and the Royal Knights card. He really favored those two a lot.
Yeah. I'm upset that he didn't use cross attack a lot. That's my personal favorite one.
Yeah, that is.
What was that one where he summoned like minions?
Yeah, it was.
He summoned the riot troopers. Those were
those. Like he used that a lot.
Yeah, it was that, and I think there was another one. So yeah, I seen him use Royal Knights, and there was another one too. So it was yeah. Oh, I oftentimes wonder who sits in there at Toei and comes up with these original design suits and stuff, especially for Blade. Like, you just told me Blade, they use the Blade suits. I'm like, who came up with those designs? That has to be a hell of a task to come up with something that's not a derivative of what Blade already did.
When I saw the Blade suits and saw like the motif of cards, I was like, immediately what popped into my head was Jacka. I was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, history is an endless waltz, my man.
Yeah.
Nothing's new. All things come in seasons.
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously. I mean, it is what it is.
So, like I said, I would love a person in the room or a fly on the wall when they were coming up with like what's going to be the gimmick for the next show.
Oh, for Kamen Rider, the 20th Heisei Rider?
I just mean in general, just whenever they talk about this shit.
I really wish I was in the room where, like, after Kiva was done, it was like, So we're doing the anniversary for decades. So what's going to be the theme? I don't know. How about a magenta Kamen Rider that transforms into previous riders? All right, fine, cool.
Okay, Johnson,
I like it.
Go for it.
Go for it. What's the design like?
PlayStation 2.
You know the PlayStation 2? Yeah. Yeah, that's the design. Okay, so what about the secondary rider, the end? PlayStation 2 again, except his eyes aren't as pronounced as Decades. All right, fine.
You can't see them.
They exist, but you just can't see them. Oh man, I really want to know how after build, where can they go in terms of the next Kamen Rider design?
Good question.
Look, I'm all for it. I don't care. Let's go.
Because I love build. I love how build is basically like you said, Prime. It feels like it's building off of double.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is, and it's very sciencey.
And I wish that they really reference double because it seems like it's really aping stuff from double. Like if they I think Prime you did do a setup where it was like if they just reference the technology or something that they did a variation of, that would be dope.
Now I think isn't Foundation X the main bad guy in that movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's coming. It should be coming.
So there's
for those who don't know, Foundation X is basically the modern Shocker.
Yeah. It's like Foundation X. All right, cool. Yeah. Hey, though, I will say this. Some of the worlds, I think Ryuki had a Kamen Rider Abyss, which was like a new Kamen Rider.
That was just for the show.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting because it looked like a fucking snake suit, but they just made it like a shark theme.
Yeah.
That was a good suit design. I was like, wait a minute, this suit was not in Ryuki. I'm like, when did this guy first show up? I'm like, oh, it was just the show. All right, never mind.
Nope. Very original and stuff. So like I said, Kamen Rider Decade as a whole, I would recommend it, but I will also say go back and watch
the previous
series and stuff if you're really interested in the design of that world. So like if you're like, hey, I actually like Hibiki, watch Kamen Rider Hibiki if you want. Within reason. Which I find it funny too is that they also used, I think, which one was it? They used one of the actors from Hibiki in Hibiki's world.
Really?
They used two of them. I think they wasn't guitar and trumpet.
Yeah. It was Zanki.
Zanki and Todoroki. Thank you. Damn, fuck.
Yeah. Zanki.
It's not. Sometimes I feel bad when I can't remember names off top, but I'm like, it's not like I don't have to remember like 5,000 of these bastards.
Oh man, it's cool though. I like how that dude's been in like 2 different series. He was in Hibiki and he was in Gyro in like lead roles and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty dope.
Oh, he was in Kiva too.
Yeah. He was
Hey, come on.
Yeah, he was Jiro. Yeah, he was Jiro and Kiva, and he was Zanki and Hibiki. So I was like, oh, that's actually pretty nice. He got his double dipping in Kamen Rider. So pretty dope.
Neat.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. Apparently, it was funny too because apparently he was actually he dubbed Homeboy in Kamen Rider Dragonite, Kamen Rider Camo.
Really?
Yeah, he did the dub voice for him in Kamen Rider Dragonite. I'm like, oh, so he dubbed the black guy.
All right, Camo got the short end of the stick in that show.
It's like, really? It was like 1 episode, 2 episodes. Tops.
He got more than fucking. What's that shit? He got more than Verde.
And he gets vented. I'm like, oh my gosh, why'd they do that to the black guy?
Like, yeah.
Hey, don't feel bad. He got way more than his fucking Japanese counterpart.
This counterpart got like 2 seconds, and that was it.
He got half of it. Wow. He got like 10, 15 seconds in the damn special. A cool ass rider kick, then he got murked.
That's what you get when you get a show with 13 riders.
It's like somebody was like, "Yo, we hate the fact that you have a chameleon theme. You're not a badass like the other ones. Kill them."
Like goodbye.
You must get vented now. So yeah, you guys got any final thoughts on Kamen Rider Decade?
It's a complex show going in, so if you didn't watch the previous series, you're not going to really get most of the notifications that you see in there, but it's a cool show regardless.
it's very fucking Easter egg heavy. Like, I will say, like, you don't have to pick up on the Easter eggs to enjoy the show. I mean, if you do, it certainly enhance your enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
But I think if you're just interested in Kamen Rider, again, I say it's a really good, gateway show. Just check it out, and if you just dip your toe in, if you like what you see, then just try out some of the shows based on which episode world you like the most, or what suit design you think it looks magno.
Yeah, and especially if you're watching the early Heisei ones and stuff, if you're very much a stickler of special effects and stuff.
First of all, grow up.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And secondly, as you were saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Secondly, just hey, if you can get past it, you'll like it and stuff. I mean, I'm used to it because hey, you watch Power Rangers for so many years, you can deal with shoddy special effects because you're just like, yo, I just want to see badass shit happen. Though.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I feel like we're kind of unique because we grew up on fucking like cheesy ass kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also too, it's like I really can't shit on early CG of Kamen Rider because that was right around the time when fucking Wild Force had the Wild Force and it was
Gal Ranger.
Gal Ranger had the CG Zord and stuff, and that was like very questionable. But you're like, fuck it. Fine.
That was the start of the CGI usage in Super Sentai. And
it's varying degrees of success.
I mean, I get my Pele Zord. I was pretty happy with that.
Pele, kick him like Bickham. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, Pele, he's a Zord now. Dope. If you know what I'm talking about, folks, just look at Wild Force in the Rhino Zord and just watch the ridiculousness.
I just pictured it in my mind like, oh wait, now I know what you're talking about.
I remember that episode. I was like, dog, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Fine. All right, cool. Pele Zord. Awesome.
Hey, I'm all in for that.
I was waiting for them to be the official sponsor of the World Cup that season too. I was like, man. Swear.
Brought by the Animarium.
Princess Shayla. She supports Team USA. It's crazy. So yeah, that's Decade. But yeah, I don't know which next series we might roll the dice and put picks in the hat and just me and Prime just pick whatever comes up first and stuff. So yeah,
or we can put them in like a write them on some eggs and put them in a and put them in a aisle.
Oh no!
See what happens.
And we'll do the QQ roulette.
Oh, the Q-let.
And see what happens.
It's like hope for the best. Just hope for the best and see what happens and stuff. That's going to be interesting.
So, or we could just jump straight into Power Rangers roasting session.
Trust me, we can do that all day, every day. Oh man,
might even give us a rider or two.
Oh good. I hope they'll listen because we got some words. Wise words.
Give us their wise words in Japanese, and we'd be like, "Hey, Prime, you want to translate that for us? Because I can't read it."
And they would be Honore Saban.
It's like blame Saban. All right, cool. There you go.
I mean, that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Oh man.
Right.
But yeah, that's it. Yeah, thanks to everybody that dropped the comments and questions and stuff. That's always welcome and stuff. And yeah, if you listen to this episode and happen to watch Kamen Rider Decade, just hit me and Prime up on Twitter and Blackwing on Twitter with your thoughts and stuff. If you like it or didn't like it or you have gripes and whatever and stuff. And yeah, we can have that conversation, so to speak. So you know. But
in theory.
Yeah, in theory. We used to just say in theory.
In theory.
In theory. Okay. So with that in mind, it's like we just had a theoretical conversation about Decade. So
I mean, it's more substance in the show game was in terms of story.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, with that in mind, we will catch you guys later.
Wiedersehen.
Laters.